We're on. Hello and welcome back to the library here at Horror Hotel, all you monster lovers and mask collectors and other Halloween enthusiasts. It's time once again for Creepy Cheapies with Dr. Lady. I'm Bruno Mars, and today I'd like to have a word with you on behalf of a dead guy who I think has been treated unfairly by the mask world. I refer to this youngster. Oh boy, if I can reach him. Yeah, that's why they do rehearsals on the proper shows. I got him though. It's this guy called Haunted. Yeah. Now, I don't know why he's haunted. Does that mean there are ghosts that live inside him? I don't think so. Like a house might be haunted. Maybe it means he's haunted by memories of past tragedies he's experienced. Maybe he's haunted by guilt over his own terrible misdeeds. You know, things he's done that he's not proud of, such as eating people's brains, maybe. Maybe he's ashamed of that, and he's haunted by guilt. And, you know, well, you couldn't help it. It's understandable, I suppose. Not justifiable, but understandable. And gosh, I don't want him to feel bad. And well, the reason he would feel so bad, other than any of that other stuff, he would feel bad anyway because Trick or Treat Studios introduced him in the 2017 season. He was sculpted at the 2016 Halloween Expo. Yeah. And only released for about a year and a half and was already dropped from the lineup by 2019. Isn't that sad? I'm not sure why. You know, he thinks maybe it's because they only called him Haunted and they didn't give him a more proper name. Now, I've seen him called Haunted Corpse and Haunted Zombie, but officially it was really just Haunted. Not even Haunt Ed, like his name was Ed, and no, never mind. But he was dropped pretty quickly, and as I understand it, just because he wasn't a good seller. People were not interested in him, and he didn't sell well. He thinks it's because he needed a better name. Yeah. So I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe if they had called him something more specific to give him more character, you know, the ghost of Sorworth Place, or the ghost of Elias Kingston, or the ghost of Stephen Foster, or the wreck of the Edmunds Fitzgerald, something like that maybe would have. Yeah, I said Edmunds Fitzgerald. I was thinking of Ed from Distortions, but it's actually the Edmund Fitzgerald, I believe. Yeah. Anyway, look at this guy, and look at how wonderful he is. Tell me this isn't a super cool combination of sort of a ghost and a zombie. Now, he looks a little bit like he'd be a relative of the old shock monster, but different enough that I think he stands on his own. Of course, he only stands on his own because I've got a big piece of heavy pipe in here, but so he does stand on his own, as you can see. But look at this great paint job. The thing I love about this guy most is his color scheme. Reportedly kind of loosely inspired by the Haunted Mansion ghosts at the Disney theme parks, Disney World and Disneyland. Kind of loosely inspired by that. Obviously they wouldn't have anything quite this frightening and evil looking and you know, gross in a Disney haunt, yet anyway, but it was kind of inspired by that ghostly look. What I saw, I didn't get that. When I saw him, what it looked like to me was moonlight, because he has this gray blue look that looks odd for corpse flesh. It looks very chilly and bloodless, and then his hair is, and I didn't do anything to this, is the hair it came with. Pretty nice too, I think, and his not just white, but it's sort of silvery. It's sort of a silvery looking hair, and it really adds to that moonlight effect. So he looks like something that's out in the moonlight, out, you know, in the cemetery at night. Now, as far as costuming, if you were going to wear him, you could just put, you know, any clothes like a zombie would wear, or you could put together a costume that's more or less this same color, this dull tealy blue kind of color, there's a hint of purple here and there on him. I don't know if you can see that, but also very cool, very nicely done. But why am I bothering to tell you about him if he's been discontinued? Well, I'm hoping that maybe if we generate some interest and some people contact Trick or Treat and say, they'd like to have one of these. Maybe they'll reissue it, or maybe they'll at least do a limited edition run of them or something, because I think he's just an exceptionally good zombie, and I think the paint job really makes it. But for some reason, he didn't catch on as a big seller like they'd hoped. But he's got a pretty generous neck and bib here that you could tuck into a costume, either on a mannequin figure or on yourself if you're wearing him. He's got one nasty, gouged out, rotted out eye socket where the worms probably ate the eyeball out, and then the other eye is in there, but it's all sort of pink and shiny and slimy looking, and he's scary, but at the same time he's fun. Now, I mentioned he was sculpted at the 2016 Halloween Expo. That's true, by two guys, two very talented artists. The world-renowned regular Trick or Treat Studios sculptor, Justin Mabry, and he was helped on this one. Sometimes that's how it happens. Sometimes you get more than one guy working on a sculpture. He was helped by his good friend RA7, a one-time Imperial Protocol droid formerly employed on the Death Star during the reign of Emperor Palpatine. Now, if you know RA7, you'll know that his hands look a lot like C-3PO's, so they're sort of bulky and squared off, and they're made of metal. So I think it's remarkable that he could sculpt at all with those stiff, squared off fingers. And wait a minute, what? What? It's not you. Well, you're RA7, aren't you? You said you were what? Oh, you're not. Oh, it was RJ7. The guy who worked on the mask was RJ7. Now you tell me. Listen, do you and he at least have the same heads? Heads from the same mold? Are they interchangeable so I could go ahead like nothing was wrong with it? No, he's not even a droid. Why didn't you tell me this sooner? Okay. No wonder those Death Stars keep getting blown up. Incompetence among the droid workforce. All right, it was RJ7, not RA7. We'll edit that. But anyway, write your congressman or Trick or Treat Studios if you'd like to see Old Haunted here reissued, because I think he's a great one. I think he's an awesome dead guy. And well, with that, we'll waste a bit of time so that we can do end screens here. Do we have the end screens? We don't? We do. Do we have end screens? I can't tell. But